Tapco Tools Pro 19 brake. This brake is set up more for residential guys. We actually have a couple levels above it for commercial contractors as well, but this is our best-selling brake by far. This is a 6-foot brake that we use for demos. 10'6" is our normal, what we sell all the time. So the Tapco system here, you're looking at the brake, the Pro 19, it's 19 inches deep. That's important because coil is 24 inches, and if you want to cut an 8-inch piece, you can put 16 in and cut 8 simply, as opposed to hanging 16 out and having to cut it off and flop it off. We have several accessories which are really cool, which make the brake system really, really nice. So what we have here is our coil cradle. We call it the sidewinder. This is our pro cutoff. It cuts the material. You buy a roll of coil and you mount it on this tray here, and it sets right onto the sidewinder. The sidewinder mounts right to the brake. You just have to loosen this here, and this pops off. So this is a real simple way of doing it. Set back on here like this. Take the coil, pop it on here, and take it, feed it right through here. So now, here's a real cool thing. I can take it now and I can feed as much coil as I want right into my brake. If I want to cut it off and I have a knife, I would just store it here and then I got to snap it off. If I have the Pro cutoff from Tapco, just set it right on here. It rides right on the rail here. I pull out my coil and I cut it right off. I can now take this piece and I just put it right into my brake. This also rides right on the brake here, so I can cut off and trim very simply. The whole brake system is set up on our snap stand. It's super mobile. I can wheel this anywhere I want. One of the things that makes Tapco unique is this floating hinge here. When you're bending aluminum coil, it tends to be a little bit floppy, so you always want to put bends in it to stiffen it up. One of the most common ones is just called a hem. Take the material, you put it on the edge here, give it a full bend, pull it out, pinch it like that, now I have a real nice, smooth, clean hem. This floating hinge is what allows you to do that. You can bend really cool pieces like inside corners, outside corners, one-piece soffit lighters, because this hinge makes it nice and simple. I'll show you right now, just an inside corner. So one bend 90 there, now I'm going to leave a pocket, like a 3/4 inch or 7/8 inch pocket for my siding, give it a 90. I take it, I got a J channel on, so now I flip it. Give it a full bend, pinch it shut, and then come back in and do another pocket. Now I got a piece that I can receive siding here and I can receive here for a nice look and maintenance free. If you invest in a Tapco brake system, all you got to do then is buy coil, and then you can bend up all the different things that you see over here. From outside corners, one-piece soffit lighters, little crown molding, grip cap, you name it, there's really no end to it. We do have one other unique tool which is really cool called the Brake Buddy, which I'll show you. And it's nice because it doesn't matter how old your brake is or what brand your brake is. It rides on the coil. And what it does is it puts stiffening rib in it, in your fascia, or puts designs on your coil for brick mold or for outside corners. Say you want to put up a piece of fascia, okay? You cut this piece. When the sun hits it, it'll do what's called oil candy. It'll start to get wavy. And so siders will always put a stiffening bend in it so that it won't wave on it. And typically what they'll do is something like this. Give it a 90-degree bend. Flip it. Give it a 45. Turn it. Give it a 45. And they'll put in what we call like a church bend or a V bend just to stiffen that piece up. It looks good, right? But I had to do 3 different bends, and if I have a bunch of like 100 feet to do, I got to do it exactly right every time for it to match up perfectly. So instead of that, we have a tool called the Brake Buddy. These are dies, and we have different style dies. And whatever this design is what's going to end up on the coil. So if I'm doing fascia, instead of doing this V-bend, I'll just take it and I'll put it. There's 4 inches here I can work with. So I'll just set it at like say 1.5 inches. I'll take it and I'll run it right along the edge of the foil. And run it down. Now I have this nice shallow one, which is going to be exactly the same every single time. So if I've got 100, 200 feet to do, I can just swipe this through several times and I got a nice, perfect, stiff fascia to work with. This is kind of the whole Tapco setup for a residential guy. We have a brand new accessory that's coming out very, very soon to work in conjunction with our cutoff. This will be out this spring. I'm going to take my coil here. I'm going to take this out. I got my piece here. Say I want to cut a piece 4 inches, okay? I won't have to measure anything. I take it. These are cutoff gauges and they have measurements on it. If you use the cutoff, it cuts 1.5 inches away from the anvil here. So I use the cutoff gauge section. I just put this, set this at 4 inches, lock her down. I can put this anywhere I want on the brake. So if you have a 10.5 foot brake, I can put one down at this end and one all the way down at this end. Set this to 4 inches as well. All I've got to do is put my coil in, drop these, take the coil and butt it up to my stops, lock it up, put these out of the way, cut off my 4 inch piece. If I want another 4 inch piece, just take this, put these down, slide these out until they touch, flip it up, got another 4 inch piece. This takes all of that out of all of that guesswork and measuring out. So that's a quick rundown of the whole Tapco Pro 19 system.